Everyone, welcome to SMT Call. Today we are going to solve the LeetCode problem named remove covered intervals. So let's try to understand the description first, problem description first. Okay, what they are saying here, we will be given one list of intervals and we need to remove all the intervals that are covered by another intervals in the list, and after doing so return the number of remaining intervals. So let's try to see the example only. Okay, so if you see the first example here, we have three interval 1 4 3 6 2 8. So 1 is the starting point of the first interval, 4 is the end point of the first interval. Okay, similarly 3 and 6, then 2 and 8. Okay, so if you look at properly here, so if you pick the 2 8 interval, this 2 8 interval can cover 3 6 because 3 6 lies between 2 8 only, right? So that means 3 6 is a covered interval and this 3 6 can be covered by 2 8. So we can remove this 3 6 since it's a covered interval. After removing it, my array size will become 2 and we need to return 2 here. Okay, so this is the condition of checking covered interval. Okay, so similarly if you check the last example also, here we have 1 2 1 4 and 3 4. So if you pick 1 4 is sufficient to cover both 1 2 and 3 4 because 1 2 is also lies between 1 4 and 3 4 is also lies between 1 4. Okay, so in this case we can remove both 1 2 and 3 4. So after removing these two elements, our array size will be 1 and we need to return the 1 also only, right? So this is our expected output. So this is the problem statement. It's a pretty straightforward. So we need to write one solution for the same. So let's try to see how we can solve it. Okay, so this is our given array, right? So initially it will be look like this: 1 4 3 6 and 2 8. So how we can solve it? Okay, so basically we can compare each and every element and we can check the condition, right, that is it covered or not. If I see it's covered, then we can subtract that number from our array size and we can return the same. Okay, but if you compare each and every element, then obviously that will be order of n squared time. Okay, that will be much time consuming since we are going to generate all the possible combination and we need to compare each and every pairs. Okay, so we will try to find out some optimized solution. So how we can solve it? So probably we can sort this given array, right? So suppose I will sort it based on the start time of the interval. Okay, so we can write one custom comparator and we can sort the array, right? So if I sort it based on timestamp, starting timestamp, then how it will look like? So 1 4 will be executed first, then you can say 2 8, then we can say 3 6. Okay, now after sorting, what I will do, I need to now I can run only one for loop, and then using one for loop or while loop we can easily identify the covered interval. Okay, so to identify covered interval I need two pointer. So basically using two pointers approach we can solve it. So one pointer will be my start pointer, another pointer will be my end pointer, right, that will initially point to the first position. Okay, so so we will take three variable. One is the start variable, that will be initially 0. One will be the end variable, that will be initially 1. Another will be the counter variable, in which we are going to keep tracking the total number of covered interval that we will find during the traversal. Okay, so now we will compare these two, 1 4 and 2 8. Okay, so I will see that these two intervals are not covered, right? So we need to move our counter. So to move our counter we need to check some certain logic, right? So if I will check between 1 4 and 2 8. So here I can see that 2 8, this interval can cover maximum number of timestamps. So we are going to increment our start pointer and now this will point to 2 8, and similarly we can increment our end pointer. Now it will point to 3 6. Okay, so now again we will compare between 2 8 and 3 6. So again in this case I can see the condition is satisfied here, right, because 2 is less than equals to 3 and 8 is greater than equals to 6. So that means 3 6 can be covered by 2 8. So that means we found one covered interval. We can increment our counter value to 1, and after checking all the array entry or array intervals we can return the total array size was earlier 3. Now we found only one covered interval here, so we can return 2 here. Okay, so using this approach we can solve the problem. Okay, and so let's try to write the pseudo code for the same. So what we will do at first we will do the use array sort. So if you are using Java, then you can use your inbuilt array sort method, and we can pass. So let's think that I as our interval array, and we can write our custom comparator, then we can sort it out. Okay, so after sorting, what I will check, I will take three variable, right? The start variable, that will be initially 0, one is end variable, that will initially 1, another one will be count variable, that will be initially 0. Okay, so now we can write one while loop. Okay, and our while loop will run till my end is less than I is our interval array dot length. Okay, so we need to consider all the intervals, right? So we need to scan all the element of the interval array. Okay, so now what I will check, at first I will check that if my start is equals to end. So if the both of the two counter is pointing to the same element, then there is no need of comparison, right? So we can increment our end counter and our pointer, and we can continue. Okay, so this will be our first condition, and if it is not pointing to the same element, then we will check the actual condition, right? Covered condition. So for that, for simplicity, let's take 4 variable. A means it will be the value of start interval of 0 position, that will be our starting time of the first interval. B will be our end time, right, of first interval. So S will point to the first interval, and we will take the first value. Okay, not the 0 value. Similarly, we can take C also. C will be the start time of end interval, okay, of the second interval. And we can take another variable D, it will point to the end time, so it will be E of 1. Okay, so it will look like this. So now we will check the actual condition, right? So what will be the condition for the covered one? If A should be less than C, and we will check B should be greater than equals to D. So that means if this condition is satisfied, that means we found one covered interval, right? So whenever I will found one covered interval, we can increment our end value. Okay, so we should increment E++, and we also increment our counter value, right? It was initially 0. Now that means I found one covered interval, we will going to increment our C++. Okay, so this will be the condition to check covered interval. Okay, but in some scenario it can happen, like, right, for this example, right, initially, so suppose we compare and we found that these particular pairs are not, there is no covered interval, right? Then we need to move our start counter or end counter, right? So we need to write logic for the same. So we will check in else if I see that this condition is matching, A less than C, that means obviously start point is less than the start point of the second interval, but the end time is, this end time condition is not matching, right? So in this case we can take the interval which have larger end time, right? Because that will maximize our chance to cover the maximum interval time. Okay, so in this case we can increment our start value or start pointer value. Okay, or else, or suppose if I found that this condition is satisfied, right, B less than, if this condition is satisfied, that means we can consider we don't need to move start pointer. Instead of that, we will move our end pointer, right? So it will be look like this, and after the while loop we can return the total length. So it was I dot length minus the counter value. Okay, so that will give us the expected answer, right? So this is the simple approach. Okay, so let's see the code quickly. So what we are doing here, at first we are checking the some edge cases conditions. So if I found my input is only contains one interval, then we can return obviously 1, right? So we are checking this inside the first for loop, the first if condition, right? Now we are doing sorting here, right? We wrote our custom comparator, and we are sorting the given 2-dimensional array based on our starting time, right? So all the element or all the interval will be sorted according to our starting time after executing these steps. Okay, so now what we are doing here, so now we took 3 counter here, right? Start counter, end counter, and count. Okay, so now we are checking as we discussed. So we are checking that if starts and end both are equal, then we are incrementing our end pointer, and this is the condition to check the covered counter. And if I see that it's a covered counter, then we can continue and increment our end counter. Okay, and suppose I found that, so suppose we have some case like we have 1 2 and 1 4, right? In this case we can see it's not, neither of these two is covered, right? So we will pick this one. Why? Because its end time is larger than this one, right? So we are checking this logic using these two conditions, right? So if I see that, so suppose this is our start pointer here and this was our end pointer, right? So if I see that this is larger, right? So now my start pointer will point to this one and we will increment end later. Okay, so we are checking this logic, right, which one to pick. So since 1 4 has 1 4 will end later, so our start pointer, we are moving our start pointer to here, right? And then we will move our end pointer also, right? So we are checking those logic using these two condition. Okay, so in this case we are going to increment start, and if I see that my end time is greater than or equals to the end time of second one, then we will increment our end only, right? And at the end we are returning the count. We are subtracting the count value from the actual array size and we are returning the same value. Okay, so I think this is the logic. So what will be the time complexity here? So obviously we are doing sorting, right? Initially sorting will take at least order of n log n time. Okay, and we are also iterating through the array once, so again this while loop will take on time. So if you consider both this sorting plus this while loop, obviously time complexity will be order of n log n in case of worst case scenario. Okay, and what about the space complexity? We are using only 3 variable here, and suppose my input size is 1000 or anything, right? We are going to use only 3 variables. So in case of space complexity we can say it's order of 1. I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.